Welcome, everybody. If you're here listening to me, it means you stumbled upon the Next Man Up Sportscast with me, your host, Chooch, and of course, with me, as always, my partner in crime, my co-host, Mandy. So, Mandy, today it's a very special day, right?
Ah,
Um, and we'll get to that part, toward the end of the show. But I wanna keep that mindset, that of course today is, the day of remembrance for Kobe, and we're gonna keep that mindset. We're gonna keep that Mamba mentality going, and we're gonna make this a great show. Perhaps our best show yet. Okay. So, topic number one, Mandy. Speaking of legends and goats, okay, this upcoming Super Bowl is very special, very unique. Okay, we got Tom Brady, the assumed goat, right?
assume no,
Coming,
no. He is the GOAT. Please don't
okay,
say assume. There is no arguments.
the assumed
No, oh my God.
slash goat, Tom Brady, will be taking on his, the up and comer, the guy looking to, nipping at the heels of the goat, Patrick Mahomes. Now, my question for you, Mandy, on this topic here: whose legacy needs a Super Bowl more, Tom Brady's or Pat Mahomes's?
Neither one. That's a horrible question.
It's not a horrible question. It's a
Yeah,
really good
Tom
question.
Brady has been to the Super Bowl 10 times. I think he got like 5 or 6 rings already.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't need to do anything else. Patrick Mahomes is like in his fourth year in the NFL. He already has a Super Bowl ring,
Mm-hmm.
back-to-back AFC champion. I mean, neither one of them need this Super Bowl win. All it is icing on the cake for Tom Brady and for Patrick Mahomes. He still has another 10 or 13 years in the NFL. This guy is going to be great. Patrick Mahomes, if he
Yes.
loses this Super Bowl, guess what? He's going to be back 5 more times. Doesn't really matter. That's how I see it. Tom Brady, it's almost the same boat. If he loses the Super Bowl, who cares? He still has 5 championship rings, 6 championship rings, and he defied the odds. He proved people wrong. He does not need to be in the Bill Belichick system. He's Tom Brady with Bruce Arenas and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he just led them to the Super Bowl. Neither one of them need to win for the legacy. Case
Bruce
closed.
Bruce Arians, first of all.
Oh,
Second,
did I say Arenas?
yeah, you said Arenas. You like Gilbert Arenas. I don't know what that was, but Bruce Arians, first of all. And yes, I see your point, right? He got back to the Super Bowl without Bill Belichick. He's not labeled. I guess you can't label him as a system quarterback anymore, right? He still has to win though. Still got to win. And I think, and here's where I think it becomes personal for Tom. Okay, yes, he has the six, and yeah, he's the best, right? The legend, the goat. But I think he really wants the seventh one, and let me tell you why.
Of course.
Let me tell you why this cements his legacy and why it's important to him. Because seven puts him past who? Don't think football. Michael Jordan
Oh,
puts him past Michael Jordan, the guy who everybody, when you think of basketball, you think of Michael Jordan, right? And I think if he gets this seventh one, it really cements his legacy as the goat of goats. Okay. And why is it important to Patrick Mahomes? I'm gonna tell you why. Okay. I remember this guy who won a Super Bowl in 2003, and then he won it again in 2004. He went back to back. Do you remember who that was?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. I think this is Patrick Mahomes telling the league, "I'm here. I'm the guy. I'm going back to back just like he did back in the day, but I'm going to do it better and I'm going to beat him. I'm not going to ask for the torch. I'm going to take the torch and I'm taking off with it." So this is vital, okay, to Patrick Mahomes' legacy because beating Jimmy Garoppolo, who cares? But beating Tom Brady in a Super Bowl, that's huge. That is huge. In Tampa, when the Bucks are there, that's humongous for him and Andy Reid over there in Kansas City.
I mean, I agree with everything you're saying, but I mean, how I see it is, let's not get it twisted. That torch is already in Patrick Mahomes' hands. Let's not get it twisted. I'm not saying
A lot
that
of good
Tom
young quarterbacks.
Tom Brady is not the best quarterback in the NFL. He's the greatest of all
Yeah.
time, but it's Patrick Mahomes. He's the best quarterback in the NFL right now. He has the torch. Doesn't mean that Tom Brady is no slouch. He just
True.
led his brand new team to the Super Bowl in a whole new conference, whole new city. I mean, I can see your argument, but there's no supposed GOAT. Tom Brady is the greatest of all time, and Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback in the league right now. I mean, that's how I
Okay.
see it.
I get what you're saying. 100%. Real quick in 10
It could be
seconds
a
or
good
less.
game. It could be a good
Real
game.
quick in 10 seconds or less, who wins that game? 10.
You
9.
know what? I gotta go Patrick Mahomes. I just
Yeah.
have to.
I really think the Chiefs are going to win that game
Yeah.
also. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Even though you didn't pick either of these teams to win last week, I picked them both.
I went
So,
0 I went 0-2.
you went a big 0-2. We'll get to that in a bit here. But, Mandy, topic 2. Got a really cool topic for you, okay? It's early for this, a little bit. But in the NBA, okay, we've seen some deals go down. We've seen some teams, guys move around. But I'm going to give you 4 teams, 2 from the East, 2 from the West, okay? Give me a guy who they should potentially be targeting in a trade to complete their championship run here, okay? And the way I see it, there's probably 5 teams that could win it all, maybe 6. But I got 4 here for you.
Actually, I got more like there's like one team that can win it all. But go ahead.
Okay, number 1. Okay, let's go with that team. I think I know who you're talking about here. The Los Angeles Lakers. What do you think the Lakers are missing now, or what do you think they can improve on now via trade?
Nothing. Don't.
I got a guy for you. Okay, so I love.
Don't mess with what if it's not broken. Don't fix it.
I get what you're saying. I 100% do, and I like the Lakers team a lot right now. But what I think that they're lacking is a guy.
I take it back. I think I know who they should trade for. I saw it on some couple websites, a couple IG social media things.
Okay.
JJ Redick.
Okay.
From the Pelicans. Why not?
Why?
Pure shooter. What does LeBron James always need? A pure 3-point shooter. What does every NBA team want? A pure NBA shooter. And JJ Redick is exactly that. He's a pure shooter and he's a great veteran leader. There it is. I say JJ Redick from the Pelicans. I heard he's on the trading block. If he comes to LA, hey, I would love that one.
You know what? I like another guy on the Pelicans actually. And Lonzo Ball. I think that the Lakers really need a guy who can take over the second unit because they have a lot of guys coming off the bench who can score. Montrezl Harrell, Kyle Kuzma, guys like that who are really good scorers, but not a guy who really leads and facilitates them. I thought Dennis Schroeder was going to be that, but he's came out to be a really good point guard for that team in general. So I think you bring back Lonzo Ball, and I think he's going to come cheap because he's in a contract year next year, not this year, next year. So I think you bring him in for I think pennies on the dollar. Maybe you let go of Horton Tucker or something like that, and you bring in, Lonzo Ball. I think that works for the Lakers.
I've always been a fan of Lonzo Ball. I thought that the trade to the Pelicans for Anthony Davis was a great trade for the Lakers. Right. I just wish they would have kept Lonzo Ball.
Oh, his playmaking ability is awesome.
Yeah.
Playmaking ability is awesome. I got another team here for you. In the East, a lot of people saying the Lakers' biggest competition, the Nets. Who do you think the Nets should be targeting in the trade here?
I mean, you just put me on the spot right there. The Nets, to be honest, man, they just need to find cohesiveness among those big three. It seems like when one of them's hurt or one of them's not playing, when it's just 2 of them, they play a lot better instead of all 3 of them. I want to go with maybe just. Oh man, that's a great. I don't know. How about you? What do you think, man?
I think that the Nets are struggling defensively, and you saw it with the 2 games that they lost against the Cavs. I mean, Colin Sexton put up 42 on them, and the thing is, I love all 3 of those guys, right? Kyrie, James, Kevin Durant. But which one of them plays defense? None of them. Literally none of them. So I think you got to bring in a cheap defensive stop because they had that in Jared Allen, but they traded him. So you bring in a guy that's going to replace him. Why not JaVale McGee? He still plays really good defense. He still rebounds the ball, and he's a rim protector. JaVale McGee to the Nets. Probably get him for cheap.
Yeah, he's a big though. I don't know how. Yeah, he plays good defense, but he's a big. Like, you need someone in the fourth quarter, 2 minutes left, to go lock up the other team's best player. Now, I was like, and this trade probably won't happen because this guy just signed a new contract. But I mean, Danny Green will probably be a good veteran defensive stopper, right?
I think they love him over there, though. Or maybe Gary Harris from Denver. He's a pretty good, wing defender. I don't
think Denver will let him go though, because Denver is in the playoff heat. But I think you're right. I think the Nets do need this kind of defensive stopper. Yeah, JaVale McGee will be a rim protector and all that stuff. But I think they need more of a perimeter.
Sure, I agree. I agree. Another team I think that is in need of some defense. Correct me if you think I'm wrong. I know people love Kawhi and I know they love Paul George, but those guys tend to start being really offensive minded and they stop, playing defense. I think the Clippers need some defense on that team too, and
Well, they
really
lost Montrezl Harrell. That was your spark plug too on the defensive side.
spark plug. You hit it on the head. They need energy, right? And I think one guy who brings so much energy, even though I'm not his biggest fan and I don't think his game is that great, but he brings nothing but energy. PJ Tucker. I think the Clippers should trade for PJ Tucker to get him coming off the bench, to have him, bodying up people, bringing that energy to that Clippers team. Because the Clippers, when they get their energy going, that's a tough team to beat.
Oh yeah,
That's a tough team to beat. You like that move? Last
like
one
that.
here. I got the Milwaukee Bucks. They did a lot in the offseason. I think they're still missing a little bit of scoring. I really do. Who do you think they should target in a trade? And mind you, there's some big names that are still out there that are technically on the trading block too.
Like who? Give me some of those big names for the trading block.
You got like Bradley Beal. He's
You
technically
think so?
on.
You think the Wizards will let him go?
I think they have to let one of them go. Him or Russell Westbrook. They're bad. They got 3 wins this year. And if they don't, they can't justify paying both those guys if their team isn't in the playoffs. So I really do think Bradley Beal is on the trading block. And you know what? Why not marry him with the Bucks? I think that'd be a great relationship. Him and Giannis. Giannis is overrated. Okay. He is awesome going to the rim. He is awesome rebounding the ball. He is awesome doing things that a lot of players can do. He's just really good at doing them a little bit better. Rebounding, attacking to the basket, but he's not a good shooter. He's not really a strong offensive weapon on his own. He needs a guy like Bradley Beal that can take a little bit of the pressure off of him, knock down some threes, go one-on-one.
I agree. Yeah, I mean Bradley Beal, of course. And Bradley Beal will be a fit on any NBA team. And to pair him with a Giannis and a Holiday, I mean, yeah, dude.
I would love, love to see that. So that was our.
I wouldn't because that would make them probably one of the NBA title favorites. So
it would. I think it would really match them against the Lakers really well. I still think the Lakers would win, but I think it would make the Bucks a much tougher out, and I think they would run through the East. But Mandy, that was topic 2. We hit some NFL, we hit some NBA. And with all that being said, jumbling that in one, that brings us to the lock of the week segment. Okay. And we are in a dead heap of a competition here, okay? Overall standings, technically Mo is 4-2. Yesterday he hit big with the 2 under bets. Awesome by Mo. Under 26.5 points for Zach LaVine, and then under 6.5 touchdowns for Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. They had 6. They just needed one more to give Mo the L, but he ended up getting the win. I went big 3-0 last week, technically, because I hit the money line for plus money, which counted for 2 points. So technically, I'm 3-4. Okay. You, my friend, are 2-4 with 4 consecutive losses. Okay. You are getting hammered, absolutely hammered. But I'm going to remind everybody what's at stake at the end of this month. Okay. When we tally up the finals.
Well, after the Super Bowl, right?
Well, no, it would be, this is the end of the month, is this last weekend. Yeah. So you got to do something here. But so with that being said, with the end of the month coming around, after these last 2 picks each, Mandy, if you are in last place, which you are now, I will be sending you a great silver and black number 4 Derek Carr jersey, which you will then wear on that following week's show, which we all can't wait to see. And if it's the other way around, then I guess I'll be wearing a blue and yellow
Player of the Year Aaron Donald jersey.
Exactly. So with that being said, what do you got? Actually, you know what? I like going first. I'm gonna go first this week. All right. I did pretty darn good with going in first. So for my underdog of the week, I'm not sure if they're gonna be underdogs because the line isn't out yet. I would assume so though, and if they're not, it's fine. Take the money line. I promise you they'll be okay. Like the Houston Rockets to beat the Pelicans on Saturday the 30th. Houston has just, I think they're kind of finding their niche without James Harden, John Wall coming back, Victor Oladipo, Christian Wood should be healthy by then. That's a solid team. I know they're going to break that team apart soon with some trades, but I think before that they can pile up some wins in the Western Conference, including a team like the Pelicans who's just Very young and undisciplined. And with all the trade talk going on, that might be getting in some of those guys' heads. The other game I like is in college basketball. I'm telling you, I know, okay, I didn't do good on the rapid fire college basketball stuff, but I love betting on it though. I'm telling you right now, okay? I like SEC team versus Big 12 team, okay? Alabama to money line to beat Oklahoma. Oklahoma's been awesome this year. 8-1 in their conference, 10 and but 3 losses outside of their conference. And I think this is number 4 for them. I mean number 4 lost outside of the conference for them. Alabama's 14-3. I told you early on in the year they're a sleeper to win it all, and they're ranked 9th in the country. Love Alabama to beat Oklahoma. Mandy, what do you got for me?
I'm going back to my roots. I'm going back to college sports. I'm going college basketball on Saturday, doubleheader games. I'm going Saturday. First game is the SEC Big 12 Challenge. I'm going with the Big 12 team. My second favorite team in college basketball, the Fighting Chris Beards of Texas Tech, baby.
Oh.
I love Chris Beard and his defensive schemes. I love Texas Tech. They got paired up with LSU, who is actually a very good team.
They're pretty good.
I think Texas Tech money line, they're going to be the line will probably be somewhere around maybe 6 or 5, maybe 7. I don't know. I like Texas Tech to beat LSU straight up money line. Take the Red Raiders and the Fighting Chris Beards. Pick number 2. Home cooking. Though this team is horrible against the spread. Horrible against the spread. I got to go with my UCLA Bruins, baby. They're number 1 in the Pac-12. One Pac-12 loss only. They found their stride. Yes, they lost overtime to Stanford. It's okay. To the page. I feel bad for you, Oregon State. They're going to clap some cheeks, baby.
And
Texas Tech.
I love the UCLA pick. They've been, like you said, not very good against the spread, but they've overachieved this year. Even with all the injuries that they've had, they've been good.
I mean,
they've won a lot of games.
I want to say overachieved. They were picked to win the Pac-12 by media outlets. And we say injuries, they did lose probably their best overall player in Chris Smith, who's a stud offensively. But UCLA, they're okay. They're going to be
I'm saying with that injury, they've overachieved without him. So that's what I meant. And speaking of Pac-12 team who has underachieved, God, the Arizona State is bad. They are bad. They're really bad. I thought they would be a lot better this year, but they're not. I was watching the game last night.
They have too many. Well, not too many. They have 2 guys who need the ball in their hands. Remy Martin and the guy Christopher from Mayfair High School.
Yep.
They're just 2. They're like a Russell Westbrook and a James Harden. Like they need both in the ball in their hand. They both want to score.
Yeah. They shoot a lot. They shoot a lot of threes, and they don't always go in.
Saw the last time I saw against them, they played against Arizona. They were up by 7 with about 3 minutes left, and Arizona won.
Arizona destroyed them last night.
It was a last-second tip-in shot, and Arizona got it. So
yep. Yeah. So with the lock of the week, we got to bring Mo back on here to see if he can solidify his spot on top. Mr. Mo, can you read me?
Yes, sir.
All righty. I love hearing the yes, sir, right away. I really appreciate that,
Mo,
sir.
Do you love me?
No.
All right. That was the answer we're looking for. So for Mo, there's this rookie. Now, he was a rookie last year. He's in the NBA now. His name is Zion Williamson. I'm sure you've heard of him. If you haven't, that's okay. All right. I'm going to give you a point total. You give me the over or the under. Mind you, if you just Google him real quick, he's a freak. You might fall in love, though. I don't know. You might not want to do that. But he is a freak in nature. I think he's a really good player. I'm going to set his over-under at 26.5 points. Would you be taking the over or the under?
I'm going to be taking the... You said over or under? I'm going to go with...
Under 20. Over 26.5 points. All right.
Over.
I think that's not a bad job of betting there, sir.
That's a horrible job. I want to take the under, but go ahead.
So we'll go to another familiar face here. Okay. We'll go to the Lakers Celtics game, which should be a good game in Boston.
Hold on, Mo. Give me the name of 3 Los Angeles Lakers.
Dang. McGee, LeBron. And you said Lakers, right?
Yeah.
Damn. And
It's okay.
man, putting me on the spot, dude.
It's all right. It's all right.
Well,
You should have
went 1 for
Googled it.
3. Not bad.
but so Lakers here. Anthony Davis,
There you go.
who's their other, really good player, and LeBron James. Will they combine for over 53.5 points, or will they combine for under 53.5 points?
Over.
Over.
That
was a confident over.
Yeah.
So he went with the double over.
Yeah.
Well, Anthony
Hold on.
Davis has been struggling a little bit. It's still a good pick. To go
Mandy's
over.
Mandy's questioning my picks, man. I've been dominating.
Dominating. 4-2 is pretty good.
I
That's
mean,
pretty good.
when you're, when let's say I want to compare that to when you're in high school and you're taking a second grade test, yeah, you probably should dominate. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
I don't know. Some people would. Some of our listeners, I'm not sure about y'all. I don't know about y'all.
We'll test that. So when you said the second grade test, and then when these games finish, we'll see what your choices were.
We will see those.
That was
Hey,
hilarious.
a massage is at
it's not
stake. A massage is at stake here. So
Hey, it's a win-win for me, baby. It's a win-win. I don't
it's
care.
a win-win for Mandy. But that concludes the lock of the week segment, where we will be concluding the competition next month, and we'll be finding out the punishments and the rewards for the contestants, yours truly. But the next segment, of course, is the world-renowned segment of Rapid Fire Sports Trivia with Mandy Chooch and Mo. But Mo doesn't do very well with sports trivia, so we give him some other stuff, some other tidbits here. So Mandy, last week it was a cool segment. Okay, I talked about Bill Belichick's coaching tree, and I started thinking, who other than Bill Belichick has an extensive coaching tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the guy I came up with is Andy Reid. He has got this super extensive list of, active head coaches, former active head coaches, defensive coordinators, all kinds of great stuff. But I have for you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 former active head coaches that have come off the Andy Reid tree.
Oh, wow.
Give me 5 of them if you can. I'll tell you right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are active or were active this year.
Oh, summary. Oh, okay. I mean, that's a little difficult now, but all right. Okay, let's go with.
It just means they may have gotten fired or whatever. So.
Yeah, well, guess what? I mean, off the top of my head, I can't even think of one. So these 5 are just going to be, off the top of my head. So let's go with Sean McVay. Maybe he's coaching Andy Reid. Sean McVay. Let's go with Sean McVay. Ron Rivera.
Yeah.
Redskins. Let's go with. I'm just thinking of NFL teams and getting their head coaches. Let's go with.
I'll give you a hint. One of these coaches was a former St. Louis Rams head coach.
Sure, why not? Let's go with Jeff Fisher.
Okay.
No, Jeff Fisher. No, was he the coach of the Rams? Yeah, Jeff Fisher.
Definitely was the coach of the Rams.
Let's go with. I'm trying to just think of NFL teams. Let's go with that guy from the Chargers who got fired. The African American guy.
Can't remember. It's Anthony
Flynn. No,
Anthony Lynn.
Anthony Lynn. Yeah, not Flynn. Yeah. Anthony Lynn. Flynn, somebody else. And let's go with the guy from the Packers, Sean McVay's friend.
Matt LaFleur.
There you go.
So out of the 5, Mandy, how many confidently do you think you got right?
0.
So you got 1. You
Yeah,
got
yeah,
1. Ron Rivera used to be a former linebackers coach for Andy Reid, actually. The active coaches are as follows: Sean McDermott, the coach of the Buffalo Bills; John Harbaugh, coach of the Baltimore Ravens; Matt Nagy, active coach of the Chicago Bears; Doug Peterson, that's why I said semi-active, he just got fired, coach of the Eagles; Ron Rivera. The former Rams coach I was trying to help you think of was Steve Spagnuolo.
Wow, he coached the Rams?
He did. He was the head coach of the Rams, yeah, and then defensive coordinator for a couple of different teams. Todd Bowles was a former Andy Reid guy, former coach of the New York Jets, and now defensive coordinator for the Bucks, actually. So, Pat Shermer, former Giants head coach, Leslie Frazier, former Vikings head coach, and Brad Childress, former, I think, Vikings and Giants. Also. Yeah. Yep. So,
you got one. Once again, I get the hardball question, you get the softball question. All good, though.
Hey, I don't limit you to what you can ask. This was a really good informative question, and now you can have bragging rights and be like, "Oh, did you know that guy came off the Andy Reid tree?" You're welcome, folks. You're welcome, Andy. Giving you knowledge on this trivia section here.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, my turn now. All right.
What you got?
Mr. College basketball fan, Mr. UCLA Bruin fan. Real simple question here, okay? For many years, UCLA has had the most or one of the most players in the NBA from college ranks, right?
Yes.
Give me 5 UCLA Bruins that are still in the NBA.
Oh.
Freaking easy. Go.
Zach LaVine. We talked about this last
week. Yeah, you're welcome.
Kevin Love. Then we got Lonzo Ball. And we got, let's see, Matt Barnes used to be in the NBA. He did go to UCLA. You had Collison. I don't think he's in the NBA anymore either. Russell Westbrook. And I got to get one more. I know this. Can't think of one right now.
Well, bro, come on.
I know, like, dang. I'll stop there. I can't think of another one.
You got 4. That's good. You got 80%. You got 4.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, there's 12 guys in the NBA from UCLA.
Okay.
4. Not bad. The big names missing are Kyle Anderson, used to be with the Spurs.
Okay, yeah.
Leagues, right? Trevor Ariza, West Chester.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that he went to UCLA.
Yeah. Aaron Holiday.
I knew one of the Holidays went to UCLA. I knew that.
Both was UCLA.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Drew Holiday, Aaron Holiday. TJ Leaf, more recently from UCLA. Kevin Looney, he was with the Warriors.
Oh, yeah, Kevon Looney. He's still with the Warriors.
And Norman Powell.
Oh, I didn't know Norman Powell went there. So I learned something. I was trying to think of the coach's son that I don't know if he went to the NBA. Yeah, Alfred.
Yeah, he didn't go to the NBA.
Yeah, so I was trying to think of him, but I didn't realize that he wasn't. So, Mo, you're up on rapid fire, of course.
Bring it on.
And Mo, I consider you as one of my friends that you know a lot of movies, or at least a lot of movie quotes, right? We do this often. So I have here the list of the biggest box office hits of all time. Okay, the top 8. Can you give me 5 of the top 8? Highest grossing.
Oh.
Not adjusted for inflation. So
you said, what are you asking for? Movie quotes?
No. So the biggest box office hits of all time. So the highest grossing movies. I have 8 of them in front of me. Can you give me 5 of them?
Just give him the 5 movie
titles. Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Star Wars.
Which Star Wars? I'll just go ahead. Star Wars is fine.
Avatar.
Okay.
Titanic.
Okay.
That's 4, right?
Yep.
That's 4. Need one more.
And
David Does Dallas.
Fast and the Furious.
Okay. Fast and the Furious. So of your 5, Mo, how many confident do you think you got right?
Probably like 3, 2, yeah.
3 is correct. So number 1 all time.
Again, so it's Titanic.
No.
Avatar.
Star Wars.
What?
So number 1 all time is Avengers Endgame. That's number 1. Number 2 is Avatar. Number 3 is the Titanic.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Number 4, Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
E.T.
So you got
or Jaws.
Those are your 3 right there. Number 5 is Avengers: Infinity War.
Okay.
Number 6 is The Lion King, the new one. Number 7 is Jurassic World, and number 8 is Marvel's The Avengers. So, not bad at all. Mandy, do you want to get us started on these takeaways? I know.
Absolutely. Why not?
Let's get me started.
Today's a Tuesday. Tuesday. Hopefully the show gets out to you by Friday. I don't know. We'll see if that happens. But anyway, I just got back from the optometrist. I had my wife make an appointment for me because I'm getting old. 33 years old. My eyes are kind of not the same anymore. And yeah, so it looks like I have a double stigmatism, and I'm farsighted. And the doctor says, yeah, it's pretty bad. I go, oh, that explains all my blurriness. He goes, yeah, that explains a lot. I go, sounds good with me. So your boy will be having glasses on Thursday. Hey,
Bifocals?
So, so is that why you would always strike me out on balls that were way outside when you were an umpire? Like,
you know what? That makes a lot of sense now. I had a hard time focusing on things close to my face. That's why I misjudge Mo's balls sometimes. Like big or small. I don't know.
Yeah, I
I
wonder if those glasses are gonna affect your jump shot.
They're not. My shit's wet.
I wonder if they're gonna affect his running ability.
Hey, we all know why I can't do that shit. Okay, I said After Effects. COVID boy, COVID survivor, 2020 baby.
Oh wow, it's already been like a month.
Yeah. Anyway,
my
other thing we want to talk about real quick is since we're a sports podcast,
Yes.
since we can't do any sports because of the whole pandemic thing, all shut down. I've been a golfer for about 5-6 years now, right? But more recently, I've been taking a liking to golfing a lot more, and getting pretty good at it. Actually, very good at it. Though today I had a very bad 9-hole outing. I was awful. But man, me and my boys, we have one little group chat on our on the phones and all that stuff, and we go golfing about once every 2 weeks. If all you guys out there who are not golfers, I highly suggest, man, you look into it. You can buy a cheap bag for maybe $200 starter pack. Find one of your friends to teach you real quick. You will not regret it. Golfing is a sport that you're gonna love to hate. It's gonna bend you over. It's gonna slap you. It's gonna treat you like caca. But guess what? You're gonna ask for seconds every single time. Oh yeah, I want to go again. Do it again. Do it again. It's addicting. Addicting.
I 100% agree with Mandy on golf. Golfing is awesome, but don't go buy a $200 starter bag. Go to OfferUp. Go to Let Go. Go to Craigslist and get one for $40 because it's your first set. You're gonna beat it up. Just go grab anyone that you can.
You can get your $1,000 set for like $100 for that person that
seriously
doesn't know what they're selling.
Exactly. That's literally what can happen on those sites. So
Get that luck.
Mandy, loved your takeaway. My takeaway is a little bit different. My takeaway goes out to Kobe. Today is a day of remembrance, obviously, and the one thing I know there's so many things people will love about Kobe, and we've talked about him and stuff like that. I just wanted to share one thing about him that I actually just learned. I was listening to an interview with Jeannie Buss, and they were asking her, we've heard Kobe stories all the time, but what's one thing that's different about Kobe? And before she could answer, actually, Dan Patrick actually interrupted her, and I was like, he's like, I actually have a story. So he was telling he had asked Kobe. He said, Kobe, when are we gonna see you be a coach in the NBA? And Kobe said, man, never. I coach my daughter's team, and that's about all I want to do. Right? So he asked them. Dan Patrick then asked him, he's like, why do you like coaching? Your daughter's age and those kids so much? He's like, because girls listen better. They do exactly what they're supposed to do, just on a better level. He said that he ran the triangle offense with 11 and 12-year-old girls, and they did it perfectly. And that's just something I think that speaks to Kobe, and he literally, expects greatness from people, and without even knowing it, he teaches these 11 and 12-year-old girls one of the most complex offenses in basketball, and teaches them how to do it successfully. So with that in mind, just make sure, everybody, that you keep that Mamba mentality in your life every single day. Always strive for greatness and never expect anything but the greatest things in life for yourself. And part of the greatest things in life is listening to the Next Man Up Sportscast. And I appreciate everybody for listening now, downloading the show, and we will see you again next week. That's it for the guys here. We appreciate y'all. We'll see you next time.